Now, there's some of the buttons that you press on him. Tell him you have to be more consistent and everything else like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dontrell, that's one of the things about coaching is teaching. How do you push the buttons, as you call them, or how do you motivate them? And everybody's a little different, and that's the one thing that I've playing catch up on. I don't know the past. I didn't recruit these guys. I think when you recruit players and you're around them a lot, you have a better feel for some things, because I've always told coaches when they're critical of people, hey, walk a day in his shoe, where he came from. Walk a day in the player's shoe, what they're all about in their past and where they've come from. So I think it's all part of the whole thing, trying to figure this whole piecing this together, because we're still dealing with people. It's not just dots. Everybody thinks it's just X's and O's. We've got people, we have emotions, we have feelings, we have to understand, them as people. And I think if you can understand them as people, then you can better understand them as players.
Tom, you got a feeling yet on how you want to use your depth? I mean, is it a 90-10 split, 50-50, 33-33?
Good question.
Yeah.
Not really. I think a lot of it's going to be depict on the game, how many plays we're in. If it's a longer game, obviously the split's going to get higher. If it's a 90 play, 95, which, with our offense as fast as they go sometimes, we're going to get those games. If it's a 60 play, deal, then I don't think the split's going to be that much. Will you go in with the set number? No. I think each and every game will be different. Would it be nice if you could do that? But you won't be able to. There'll be injuries. There'll be special team things. There'll be a bunch of deals going on. So I think that's where we just have to be careful with the number of plays they play.
Do you get a feel when you're on the sidelines? How do you decide to substitute? Is it just a feel thing? Do you have a preconceived notion, series thing?
I think one of the things when you're really good and you figure that is you have a lot of eyes on your people. And the guys upstairs may see something you don't see and say, check him out, he's tired. Or look, and that's why you have a staff. It's not my decision to pull him, but he's tired. And sometimes you're not always right. And heck, I wanted to, one of our guys wanted to pull a guy in a national championship game because he said he looked tired, and the very next play he made the biggest sack of his career. So, and who's right? Sometimes it's just a feel. And a lot of times if the players, you get to know them, even if they'll fib you, I'm not tired, coach. They kind of, you kind of can tell.
Yeah. Are some of these positions close enough that there's not a big distinction between starter and backup?
That's what I think right now. We're hoping we can get to that point that we have to develop depth. We have to be able to play guys and know that there's not going to be a drop-off if we're going to be good. That's one of the things with the defensive line. You like to rotate them. You like to keep them fresh because hopefully you can take that thing into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Last year, the nose came off a lot in passing situations. Obviously, typically.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But is Kyle different?
Have not got into that. Have not talked about third down situations yet. And Coach Gibson, I think, will start addressing that. As we're just trying to get through camp, put in our base stuff. There's not a thing we're doing that I use the word cute. We have done anything that isn't football related, specific football related to technique, position, doing all the things that you have to do to be a good defense. The other stuff from there, when you want to get into your third down and your special packages, that's when, once camp's over with, we'll have a better idea where we are. Okay, these are our pieces. That's where we're going to put him in on third down.